Hello and welcome. Today we're going to work out how to find the full text of journal articles. It can be incredibly frustrating when you've got the title or the citation of a journal article, but you can't find its full text. Well, there are two steps to this process. The first is to locate where the full text is, and the second is to get access to it. So, first of all, locating that full text. Supposing that you have a citation that looks something like this, how do you find it? Well, first option is to use the PubMed ID if you have one. So PubMed is a database, and some but not all research articles have a PubMed ID. So if you go to PubMed, yes, copy and paste the ID in, you'll bring the article up, and you can see you have a couple of options here that will take you straight to the full text. Again, these aren't always present in PubMed. Okay, so here we've got one from Elsevier, Science Direct, and another from PubMed Central. Okay, second option. If you don't have a PubMed ID, you can put the entire citation into Google Scholar. Just copy and paste it. So copy it here, and we can use the Google Scholar extension on Chrome, pop it in. And you can click straight through to the title here, but sometimes if you're struggling to find an article, it's worth going to all the versions. And then you can click through several of them, and they may take you on different routes to locate that article that you want, some of which you may have access to, some of which you may not. Okay. What about if none of these are working? Well, there are other options. You can use your university library search tools. So here, often rather than putting the entire citation in, it copes a little bit better if you just say put the title, maybe with the author or year or journal. Here we go, and we get a few options coming up to view it online directly. Okay, other options. If the above failing you, going to the ResearchGate website can be really helpful. So ResearchGate is a repository of research articles. So if we try putting this citation in again, okay, try putting the full citation in. Up. Not quite. So probably better again with ResearchGate just to use something a bit more minimal like the title on its own. Now, one advantage of ResearchGate is that as well as containing links to the full text of the article, you can see that here with the DOI, it often has full text uploaded. Now, these might be publicly available, as in this case, but there might be an option to obtain a private copy from the author themselves. Okay, ResearchGate. And finally, Journal Archives. This is particularly useful for older articles, although you might not be able to get the article by the above means. If you just search for the journal itself, so here this was Lancet Psychiatry. Lancet Psychiatry, this was volume 6, issue 7. So Lancet Psychiatry. And go to all issues. Navigate to 2019, volume 6, issue 7. And we can scroll down to find the article here. Okay, that's locating the full text. These methods will work the vast majority of the time. Once you've found the article, it's about accessing it. Now, if the article is open access, that should be straightforward. You should be able to click straight through. But often there are subscription-based access models to certain articles, and this is where your institutional logins come in handy. If you've got one institutional login, that's great. If you've got more, even better. Often If you have, say, a university login and an NHS login, they won't be for exactly the same journals. And so if you're struggling to get access with one, it's worth using another. If you've got more logins than that, even better. One thing to note, however, is that when you're accessing a journal, your institution might subscribe via one route, say via Science Direct, but they might not subscribe via the particular route that you found to access that journal, say in Google Scholar. So this can be an advantage to going back to your university library search tool. What if you're stuck? Despite all of the above, sometimes there are still problems. A few options. You can contact the author, find their email address on their institution's website, look for print copies, for example, in your institutional library or in the British Library, and you can ask a librarian who have various clever tricks to find articles that nobody else is able to get hold of. So, to find the full text of journal articles, search by PubMed ID, use Google Scholar, try your university library search tool, look in ResearchGate, have a look through the journal archives, and in 95 to 99% of the cases, I think this will allow you to find